Yo, Anthony Joshua is ranked number 3 for Deontay Wilder's WBC. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, and Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, some very interesting news. You have Anthony Joshua, who is now ranked in the latest updates for the WBC. He's ranked in at number 3. Now, I have it pulled up on the screen. Make sure if you're new, consider subscribing. This is the WBC. You know, this is the homepage. There's the homepage right there. They got Deontay Wilder as the boxer of the month. Now, here's the latest. As of June 2019, WBC President Mauricio Suleiman. They got all their pertinent information. Boom, we got action. Says ratings as of June 2019, heavyweight division, champion, obviously Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. But here's the contenders. This is very interesting. Obviously, they have Andy Ruiz, who beat Joshua in upset fashion. And he's ranked number 1, the number 1 rated. This does not mean the actual mandatory. I want that to be clear, because Eddie Hearns and Dillian White, they keep running around saying they're mandatory and they've been waiting 600 days. So, number 1, the number 1 contender is Dillian White. Number 2, they have Tyson Fury. And then you see right here, Anthony Joshua at number 3. Very interesting stuff, people. You know, a lot of great names in the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is definitely back. I don't really know why they put Anthony Joshua in at number 3, especially since see, some people don't understand. When you're a champion, these are usually for the people don't understand, but the contender rankings, they're there for people who are non-champions. Like, people always wondered, how come Deontay Wilder doesn't become Anthony Joshua's mandatory? Because he was a champion. So it doesn't quite work that way. You know, that's reserved for the contenders and whatnot. But I thought that was very interesting that with Joshua losing to Andy Ruiz Jr., they decided to put him in at number 3. Obviously, I'm not mad at it, but it doesn't really mean too much, in my opinion, because he already triggered the immediate rematch to fight Andy Ruiz. So either he's going to beat Andy Ruiz in the rematch and become a champion again, or he's going to lose again to Andy Ruiz. And, you know, he has some real life issues if that's the case, because I think that's a very detrimental loss if he is to lose to Andy Ruiz a second time. So, interesting move. Right behind him, they have Luis Ortiz, King Kong Ortiz. Wilder took care of Dominic Breazeale in 1 round. It's a fight I covered. I was there live, had a great time, talked to Wilder. He knocked him out in the first round. And actually, that's been the case for his last 2 mandatories. Dominic Breazeale was his most recent, and then also against Bermane Stiverne. He knocked them both out in the first round. So, Wilder's the mandatory killer. But number 4, they have Luis Ortiz out of Cuba. He's ranked, and I haven't heard an official announcement, but it looks like that should be Wilder's next opponent. And then after that, Tyson Fury, should he get past Luis Ortiz yet again. Number 5, they have Adam Kalinowski. 6, they have Joseph Parker. 7, Alexander Povetkin. 8, Kubrat Pulev, who has a situation with Jin Sushi from his last fight with Baghdad Dinu. You know, and then, Ajit Kabiel and Oscar Rivas, who's fighting against Dillian White. So, interesting that the WBC decided to put Joshua in at number 3. I don't really think it means too much. It's just Joshua's not a champion anymore, and he's a quality fighter, even though he lost to Andy Ruiz. But I don't know. I don't know where they'll rank him if he loses again to Andy Ruiz Jr., you know, especially in a worse or similar fashion, like by knockout. So interesting move that they updated the list and put him there. Maybe it's just for formalities. I'm not quite sure, but I'm definitely checking for Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua's. I did a video yesterday. Make sure you check it. Deontay Wilder gave his reason and his thoughts why Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz. Check that video out. He says there was a lot of pressure, and it's so funny that I did the 7 reasons. A lot of you guys checked it out and gave me props for it. But in that 7 reasons video, this is one of the things that I predicted before the outcome of Andy Ruiz upsetting Anthony Joshua. I said there's a tremendous amount of pressure right now on Anthony Joshua. Wilder had just won 2 weeks before in that same city in New York. Again, a fight I was at, the Dominic Breazeale fight. That was a mutual opponent, so that kind of made it even bigger, because Dominic Breazeale wasn't just someone that, you know, a conquest or somebody that Wilder beat. AJ fought him, and it took 7-9 rounds, something like that, for Anthony Joshua to get him out of there. But Wilder fought him, and actually since that point, Dominic Breazeale had improved his resume, and he had some, you know, 3 out of his last 4 fights were all knockouts against some better competition, versus when he fought Joshua, he was coming off of kind of a suspect performance with Amir Mansour. So I thought Wilder set the bar real high for a New York fight for the heavyweight division. This was also Anthony Joshua's USA debut. And on top of that, Wilder announced his next 2 fights on 2 different days during Joshua's fight week. So we seen Joshua, he just seemed like the pressure was mounting and mounting. So I agree with Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. I think the pressure grew and grew, and it became too much for Anthony Joshua. A lot of people question where his head is at right now, because it looked like he had a sense of relief after he had lost. Even the following days when he showed face on social media, he almost looked relieved, like he wasn't really tripping, like it was a heavy burden that had been lifted. You know, of course, his team is going to deny it, and they're saying like, oh, there's no truth to that. But, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, and neither do like actual videos. It looked like Joshua had anxiety. It looked like Joshua was relieved. You could say whatever you want, but I know what I saw that particular night. So I don't really know what this means that Joshua is ranked number 3. I guess it doesn't mean too much considering the fact that he's going in with an immediate rematch, but I just thought it was very interesting because, you know, if he loses to Andy Ruiz and kind of keeps his ranking, then who knows? It just kind of put me in the mindset of Joshua, if he loses again and, you know, stays somewhat high, being a former unified champion, he could actually become Wilder's mandatory in the future, even if he were to lose to Andy Ruiz. I don't know how many people would actually want to see the fight, if, you know, especially if he loses bad to Ruiz in the rematch, but it's definitely something to consider, and I want to make you guys aware of that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Check out my past video, and they should be wrapping up and deciding. It's either going to happen in the UK or the USA. I can't wait to get more details on Joshua's next fight and also hear about Wilder's next fight. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We definitely working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.